There was something to me that was interesting about the juxtaposition of skeletons and the idea of death, but with bright colors and celebration, and that's such an unusual pairing. And then after we finished making Toy Story 3, it was time to think about what was next, and I had a few different ideas, but one of them was the idea of telling a story against Dia de Muertos. In my mind, it felt very original and unique. When I looked back at the whole history of cinema, both live action and animation, I couldn't find any movie that was about Dia de Muertos. And so I started learning more about Dia de Muertos, and what I discovered is that the celebration really, even though death is a part of it, it's not about death, it's about life, it's about family. It's about the importance of remembering our loved ones and passing their stories along to the next generation. And this obligation to never forget anybody. It's the worst possible thing you can do. And so it was once I discovered all this that I realized that we had the potential to not only tell a really culturally specific story about Mexico, but that we could tell a story that was very universal.
And when you walk into that cemetery and the whole town is there at night and the candles are glowing and there's music playing and kids are running around, and it's just so much about family and magical, ethereal, gorgeous, and so community-based. It's a big, huge movie to try to produce and get up on the screen, and there's a lot of music in this film. So, so we were happy for any time to keep working on the story, but it definitely wasn't the longest.
6 years sounds like a long time,
yeah,
and we get that it's a long time.
Yeah.
But while we're making it, it never feels like we have enough time.
Every filmmaker at Pixar feels the burden of living up to the reputation of telling a good story.
We're all putting years of our lives into making every film. Whether people like them or not, we have no control over that, but we work just as hard on every single story that we tell, and we put our hearts and souls into them. And they're not always going to work as well as all the others. It's just we're all human, telling stories in a certain amount of, and we have a certain amount of time to make the films, and we always do our best. There's never any discussion of taking an easy path or not taking risks. In every case, we're trying to be unique. We're trying to have something to say. We're trying to entertain the audience. That never changes. I mean, our goals are always the same.